Okay, so I'm making this video because I'm gonna make a very simple chicken meal. It's for my nephew who is on a limited diet. It's low potassium, low sodium, and low phosphorus. Three very difficult things to do a meal without them being in. So anyway, all it is called chicken satay. Sorry, I don't have all the fancy cameras, so you're gonna have to bear with me and trust me when I say I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay, so very first off, I have olive oil. I'm going for the extra light version. Okay, and I have this kind of pan. It's supposed to be what you call it? Stick proof superhero transformer, but I don't know. Anyway, you want to turn your flame on to, I would say, about a medium heat. Then you want to add some, probably a teaspoon. It's hard to guess because I usually don't measure when I'm cooking. I just, judge by sight. So even when that is heating up, I already actually washed my skinless chicken breast with vinegar, threw some water over them just to get rid of any impurities or whatever. So now I gotta cube them. Whoa, we do not need this. Okay, find the appropriate knife. Okay. So now I have about 4 chicken breasts and I'm gonna chop them into cubes. So 4 chicken breasts. Here's one. Now if you want to, you could season them with just a little bit of garlic powder after you wash them. Don't add any salt. Like, just resist that temptation. So I'm just slicing. Cubing. Not like Cuba, but just, the way I'm cutting them. The size of a cube. Okay. So typically, the smaller cubes you make, the better. I make mine about this size. If you make smaller, then they'll cook quicker and you'll have a lot more to do for the night. You could go to the park, feed the birds, perhaps watch Jeopardy. All because of the size you cut the chicken. Ooh. Chicken. I apologize. I hope that you lived a good life. And the manner of which you were taken was safe and, not cruel. Yes, it's a good idea to talk to your mate. Most guys will agree. Okay. So, you'd think it would take not that much time, but it's late night. I have no energy right now. Long day, so I'm gonna take my time. You get to listen to me talk while I cube some chicken. And all now, I bet that oil is perfect temperature. Perfect. And one more. It's almost over. The cubing of the chicken. Good idea might be to probably cube the chicken prior to filming the recipe, but you live and you learn. Alright. Okay, we have cubed chicken. We we have the smallest amount of garlic. You could do garlic powder or minced garlic. If you're doing minced garlic, you want to throw that in the oil slightly before you add the chicken. The problem with the minced garlic is that it burns really, really quick if you do not have the flame to the proper temperature. So I'm actually going to just use garlic powder. Alright, so I think my oil should be about right. I'm just listening to it crackling. Okay. So you just toss it in there. Now for me this sounds a little bit too high. So I'm going to turn the flame down a little bit. Because we don't want to have like the outside of the chicken burnt and crispy, and then the inside is a different texture. So, alright, just throw it all in there. Now, sanitize my hands. Got the soap. Because basically I'm going to just monitor the chicken, make sure that it's not burning. I'll stir it a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna stir it now. Yeah, you may have had that flame up a little bit too high. Okay, I can hear it dying down now. Good. Alright, so we have our chicken going. In the meantime, we want to add or make our sauce. It's a little tricky. Not tricky as in complicated, but tricky as in the timing of everything. So, here's all that you need. Dijon mustard. Is very difficult dealing with cooking for this diet because you remember when I said Dijon mustard? This is totally garlic. My bad. So Dijon mustard is very difficult shopping for this when you're limited on your diet, but try your best to go for the least amount of sodium that you could possibly get. Like for instance, it took me forever to find this brand, and it's organic Dijon mustard, and it's actually Publix brand. Hello. 5 calories, 0 fat. Sodium is 120 milligrams, but it's only 5%. And then 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 protein. So this is the best bet for that kind of diet. Now, this is where it gets tough. You have to know how to eyeball the size and portions. I would say probably a tablespoon of mustard you put. Swear to God that wasn't me. Tablespoon of mustard. I may or may not add more. It depends how it tastes. That's how I cook. Then have to get peanut butter. Another very difficult item to get because you're not sure if it's the healthy kind, if it has too much salt, if it has too much whatever. So just take the time and look at the label as you shop. I mean, it's worth it. You gotta, once you're on that limited diet, you gotta stick to it. Alright. So yeah, I'm just stirring my chicken once in a while, make sure it's not burning. I did lower the flame, which is pretty good. It's not cooking as fast as it was, so that's good. I'm gonna have softer chicken or more tender chicken. Alright, so same thing for peanut butter. I like to say about a tablespoon. But then again, like I said, this could go anywhere. Now, since I actually season my chicken with garlic powder or fresh garlic is required in the sauce, but I'm gonna limit it. I'm gonna do like the tiniest dash. If I need to add some more at the end, I would, but for now, just a dash. Okay, now the recipe calls for two things that I do not have. One of them is intentional. One requires a dash of cayenne pepper. I forgot to buy that. The second one is soy sauce. After like 10 minutes of looking at every soy sauce brand, I realized that they are just way too much sodium in each brand, even the one that says low sodium. So what I'm gonna have to do is make up for it somehow. I know that the sodium is what gives the food its salt, so I'm gonna have to play scientist or something and mix as much stuff as I can until I get the right recipe. Okay, so I'm stirring my chicken. Now I could turn up the heat just a little bit. And here's, ooh, lost a piece of chicken. That's for the homies that ain't here. Okay. So basically, I'm gonna cook, and get this to the point of doneness. Well, not doneness, because then it'll be too tough by the time I add the sauce, but pretty close. Now, if you're on the easy way out, you could just make your sauce like I did in this bowl, the Dijon mustard, peanut butter, pepper. And it's supposed to have water, but I'm actually going to show you what I'll do instead. Now, you could either do this in the microwave, like if you don't have time, do it in the microwave. But if you want to get more of a home style taste, you know, have it all flavors seeping in and what have you, you could do it in a small plate or a small pot and just heat it really, really low, because the peanut butter is the issue. It cooks really, really quickly. Alright. So now my chicken is just about to where I need it to be. It's probably 5 minutes from being done, I would say. So I turn my flame to warm, because I don't want it cooking really at all, but I don't want to take it completely off. Alright, so sauce I will do in a pot. Ta-da! Remember, you could totally do this in a microwave if you choose to do. Okay, remember when I said that the recipe calls for water? Instead of using just plain old water, guess what I'm gonna use? As this cooked the chicken, it did produce its own water, flavored. It's almost like a natural broth. That way, it has flavor. I'm not adding too much salt or whatever. Now, again, you're gonna have to eyeball it. For me, I probably put a half a cup, I'm guessing, of the chicken broth. And let me turn the flame to super low, because the thing about condiments, they are not meant to heat really, really long or at really high temperatures. Okay, so, and that's another advantage of using the water from the chicken, is that it's actually already heated, so they shouldn't take too long. Alright, so I just throw my mustard, my peanut butter in the pot. And remember, if you choose to put it in the microwave, the only difference here is that you would have to just stir it in the bowl until it becomes really, really smooth. And